I didn't know Nova Scotia very well until we moved back because we spent 37 years away. I left when I was 20. And I was 20 in about 1970, so Dad had a car. You were lucky enough to get it once in a while on a Friday or Saturday night. There were 5 kids in the family in one car, and all of us hit teenagers at the same time, you know what I mean, within a year or two, and everybody fighting for the car. So I didn't know. I'd never been to the valley. I'd never been down this way. So since we've been back, I've been spending a fair bit of time driving around Nova Scotia and actually trying to get to know the place. And not being an introspective writer, I tend to keep my eyes open for things that might turn into songs. So a few years ago, I'm passing by a place on the Northumberland shore that we share toward PEI. And I'm out in a rural area, quite rural, and there was a sign in front of somebody's driveway that said the Bay Head Radio Museum. I looked off to the side of the road, and there's a house there and a couple outbuildings and a farm barn, and all around it is plowed fields, you know, these round bales out and everything, and I'm going, museum, what the hell with a museum? But the garage door was open, so we turned around and we went in. There were 2 guys standing around there. They had a yard tractor up on a block, and they were trying to figure out how to change a belt. And I said, what's that sign out in the driveway all about? And the older of the 2, who was about 85 at the time, you want to see my radios? They're upstairs. And this thing was a hip roof barn. We couldn't see the stairwell, so he leads us upstairs. He's got 700 antique radios up there, every name from Admiral to Zenith, and they're in rows with the big cabinet models on the bottom, and they get smaller on the way up. He spends 2 hours running us back and forth up and down the aisles there saying things like, in 1954, when the Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup, that's the radio that I listened to the game on. So they were his internet. His name was Ernie Yaw. And a lot of the radios that he had in there were branded by a fellow named Marconi. So this is called Marconi's Boxes. It's another gunning co-write, actually. Dave and I were in his 5th-wheel trailer down in Sherbrooke one night, and we kind of had this idea kicking around. And all it took was a 6-pack of Keiths and about an hour and a half. And there it was, Marconi's Boxes. Goes like this. I'm going to finger pick this. I think it'll sound better, actually. I heard Wilf Carter on the Opry, and I heard Jimmy Rogers in Green Autry, and I heard when the Hindenburg went down, and I heard it all come through the radio. I heard George Burns and Gracie, and I heard the Shadow and Dick Tracy, and I heard the market crash at 29, and I heard it all come through the radio. So I collect Marconi's boxes, keep them upstairs in the barn. I pick them up when others toss them when those TVs came along. I dust them off on rainy afternoons when no one comes along. Now they're silent, they no longer make a sound. But I heard what Hemingway was writing, and I heard when Sugar Ray was fighting, and I heard Amelia's plane could not be found, and I heard it all come through the radio. How these coils and condensers in a little Bakelite case collect events across the universe, put them right before my face. I heard Neil Armstrong say one giant leap for mankind, and I heard it all come through the radio. the gauges dropped the bomb, and I heard it all come through the radio. I heard the voice of Louis Armstrong, and I heard the Beatles sing a love song, and I heard John F. Kennedy was shot, and I heard it all come through the radio. Yes, I heard it all come through the radio. I had the world come to me through the radio. Thank you very much.